first panel discussion with the topic Reimagining Government Service Delivery through Digital Transformation or eGovernance. So for that, I would like to request Shri Amit Kumar Singh Ji, Executive Director, Deloitte, India, the moderator for this session. Can we have a big round of applause for him to kindly come and join us on the stage? Followed by, I would like to request our dignitaries, Dr. Jitender G, IPS Principal Secretary, Department of Home, Government of Telangana, to kindly come and join us on the stage. Can we have a big round of applause for all our dignitaries? Next, I would like to request Dr. Rupanjali Karthik Ji, IAS Special Secretary, Department of School Education, Government of Punjab, to kindly come and join us on the dais. Next, I would like to request Shri Amit Sharma Ji, IAS Secretary, Information Technology, Science and Technology, Transport, Rural Development and Managing Director, SIDCO, Administration of Ladakh, to kindly come and join us on the dais. Thank you. We request all of you to kindly put your hands together and have a big round of applause for all our dignitaries. Next, I would like to request Shri S. Arunraj GIAS, Executive Director, Electronics Corporation of Tamil Nadu Limited, Government of Tamil Nadu. Can we have a big round of applause for him as well? Next, I would like to request Srimati Kanta Devi Ji, JKAS Special Secretary, Department of School Education, UD of Jammu and Kashmir. I would like to request all of you to kindly put your hands together and welcome her on the stage with a big round of applause. Next, I would like to request Shri Rajiv Bagga Ji, India Head, Government Business, DBS Bank India. Can you put your hands together and welcome him on the dais with a big round of applause? Next, I would like to request Shri Asutosh Pathak Ji, Senior Architect, Generative and Traditional AI, IBM. Can we have a big round of applause and welcome him on the dais? So you're all set to begin the first session of panel discussion. Over to the moderator, Shri Amit Kumar Singh Ji. Over to you. Thank you.
Namaste Odisha. So I think let me kind of warmly welcome all my panelists. It's indeed pleasure to be here, and also let me also summarize some of the things which we have been discussing since morning. So obviously why we are here. I mean, these conferences are all about learning from each other, right? The experiences, right? And also, if you see from since morning, I think there are some key messages which we have come across. One is that aim high, right? Do not look for only digitalization. Look for a big picture, look for a broader picture, look for a long term, look for a AI-enabled, technology-enabled solution for the whole of the government approach. Do not look for just a mere automation, right? And also, I think while we do so, an interesting point Manoj sir made that, do it responsibly. The example which he gave about the AI one, right? Why we create a problem, we solve a problem, but we should not end up creating more problems for us, right? That is also important for us, how we plan some of these digital transformation projects, right? So I'll still say that digital transformation project in the spirit and the language, so that, we should really look for a bigger picture, right? So I think at the third point, I would like panelists also to focus about the differentiating point. For example, the example Sri Pant gave about the supply chain issues, right? The trust issues. I think that is way beyond your normal automation and transformation. So you can think about the problem which you can solve beyond automation. Obviously, you have to have those digital systems in place for us to take off. So to do so, I think we have got very exciting panels, a lot of stalwarts from states and also from industry and also from the supporting industry like banking, right? So put together, I think I won't take much time. I'll just start in no particular order. I will start with Sri Amit Sharma Ji. So Amit Sharma, needs no introduction. I think he has got a lot of experience across different departments in a state. And obviously he has been championing many IT projects. So, Amit Sharma ji, if you can start and share your views about the things.
Thank you, Amit ji. Thanks to the organizers for inviting me to this prestigious conference, and especially Principal Secretary IT Odisha. He has been kind enough to get all of us here. And first of all, also another thing to thank about, like in very short possible time, I could get darshans of Jagannath Puri ji, courtesy Government of Odisha, in the morning itself. So that has put my energy level to raise to power whatever infinity. So that is the magical effect of being here in Bhubaneswar always. And yes, now let's talk about the digital transformation which we are talking about. See, one thing is sure, that digital transformation is an ongoing process. It's not something like one project is done and it's over. We begin with something and then it keeps, multiplier effect goes somewhere, and then further enhancements have to be done. Like, I'll just share my past experience when I was IT Secretary J&K for a stint, and then CEO J&K eGovernance Agency. That phase, very important thing we did. Important thing in the sense, like we had a practice of Darbar move in Jammu and Kashmir. And files used to go in heaps in the trucks from Jammu to Srinagar and Srinagar to Jammu every 6 months, which involved not only a burden of almost 500 CR, if you calculate everything, like stay of officers, everything, but then carrying the files on road and everything, like God forbid, there's a river Chenab. One truck falls, I always used to joke around like the whole department will vanish. This was the risk factor involved. So we happened to change the mindset of the employees. You know, there's always fear of the unknown whenever new things come up, and then resistance to change. And I believe all our colleagues and seniors and counterparts sitting here would have faced the similar kind of problems every time. But then with the strong will of the government administration, it became a reality in J&K. Now we can proudly say that we are completely operating on e-office there, with all, both secretariats open round the clock, round the year, 12 months, and people are not suffering. They don't have to travel one side, other side with their files behind their files, and no officer can take an excuse that a file is not available, or people can say, sometimes they say, saab ka mood nahi hai, ye nahi hai, wo nahi hai. Those things are gone. Things are gone in the past. Like, everything has to be done, and sometimes even at the airport, we have seen officers clearing the files, which are urgent files, while traveling. So this is the impact of technology. One very pertinent example. Same is the story if I talk about Ladakh now. Ladakh, we are making it thick and fast. The good advantage is quality can come out because of the less number of quantity. In the sense, like, we have only 2 districts per se there, Leh and Kargil. So we are able to bring a lot of quality there in our functioning, in our way. We are putting up IT interventions. And like, I believe it's a blessing in disguise having these departments like disaster management, like rural development. I am putting up SWAN in rural development, courtesy IT interventions. Similarly, in disaster management, we are coming up, we have already a EOC, Emergency Operations Center. We are going to put up ICCC, like Integrated Command and Control Center. Similarly, lot of interventions almost in transport, Vahan Parivahan, and we are handling everything online these days. So lot of things are coming up, and let me add on, like in Leh, Kargil, and major tourist points, we are even coming up with public Wi-Fi. Very soon we are planning that we will provision Wi-Fi to the public who is pouring in there. People come from Delhi and different places. And especially we have a problem in JK Ladakh, like prepaid SIMs don't work. So if you have public Wi-Fi, you have connectivity with your families and everybody. So we are going to plan interventions in a holistic manner where citizens can get benefited. And we are making, with the intervention of technology, both the districts and per se the whole union territory carbon neutral. We are trying to, because technology should not only be for the heck of technology. We are introducing a lot of electric buses there. Already, I'm MD SIDCO also there, so through SIDCO we operate buses. So we have been operating electric buses almost all the routes, and very successful this has been going on. And let me tell you, all across the nation. First initiative in the country we are taking, that is we are going to introduce hydrogen-fueled buses in Ladakh very soon. So, and you know the emission would be what? Emission of these buses would be negative, that is water vapor. It would be helping the environment. So these things we are intervening with, and this is how we believe things can make a difference. So I am a strong proponent of technology, as you all know, wherever we have been there, maybe in the minutest form or wherever, but I believe we can't live without it, and we are totally carrying forward the mission of Honorable Prime Minister Digital India, and it has entered the second phase now. So we are building a strong IT team there. Their things are coming up because it was a newly carved out UT, but I am sure with a lot of other initiatives which are in the pipeline, Ladakh will be one of the top IT savvy UTs among the states in the country, where we will be able to actually do everything in a very sophisticated manner. Already offices, not to just mention, like offices are online, e-office is fully functional. Here also sitting, I am disposing of my files, everything, like things have become much easier, but state-of-the-art data center is coming up there big way. Many other interventions we are bringing in, and through science and technology, even we are introducing more technological interventions. We have already requested ISRO to open up a space center there because of the clarity, and a lot of solar related projects. So a lot of food for thought for the people sitting here, and we would welcome them with a red carpet, whosoever, whether you are OEM, whether you are SI, whether you are consultant, Big Fours, anybody. I'm seeing a lot of people among us, them sitting here. So you are most welcome with a red carpet there. We have a lot of things coming up there, and you can contribute holistically towards the cause of the nation, because it's not only one of the UTs, but it is one of the most important strategic UTs of the nation, our Bharat, and we all have to contribute towards it. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think it's fascinating to know if you can do in J&K, obviously you can do anywhere in the country, right? As you pointed out, kind of how important it is for reasons, well known to all. So moving on, so we have Dr. Jitender with us, with IPS, with 3 decades of experience. And so sir, in terms of, that homeland security has always been very critical, both for citizens' point of view, both direct and indirect, right? So journey from CCTNS days, coming back to ICJS. So there are a lot of things, surveillance, safe city, hundreds of things have been done, but I'm sure there are more can be done, right? With the use of emerging tech and also we'll be looking forward to your views in terms of, what you are planning and what you are doing for HLS sector in your state.
First of all, I would like to thank Government of Orissa and all the organizers for the Digital Transformation Conclave for inviting us and telling our viewpoint, and especially viewpoint from Telangana government and Telangana people. We in Telangana, especially under the leadership of our Chief Minister, Shri 𝐃𝐢𝐠𝐢𝐿, this is how he is widely known, and our IT Minister, Mr. 𝐾TR, and our police leadership and our IS leadership. Foremost concern for us is the citizen-centric services. The day Telangana government was formed, our Honorable Chief Minister from the parade ground clearly told that my priority is citizen-centric services. So whatever he thinks, whatever plans he makes, citizens are at the center. And he always keeps telling in every meeting that if we do things for the citizens, then my government is successful. If citizens are not getting benefited, then again I have to work hard. I have to rethink about my strategies. From the things to ease of doing business, you all must be knowing, we are in the front of ease of doing business. Whatever initiatives government of Telangana has taken, whether it is iPass for in the industry, where it is one center where people can apply, and it is mandatory for the government to give clearance within 15 days. Similarly, we introduced a concept of bypass, where building permissions are given within the notified time. People don't have to run around for the services which they are entitled. So we believe that whatever services citizens are entitled, that should be hassle-free. Then we have also started services like all transportation sector, all transportation part of the government. We provide 56 services which are online. So people don't have to go to different offices to get their services, including the registration of the vehicles, then getting the licenses, getting the permissions for further continuation of their activities. Then we also have various services which are online. You must be knowing our biggest plan which was there was Raitu Bandhu scheme, where nearly millions of people, they get their direct transfer of the money through online. Money goes to their accounts periodically, whatever the time period has been set by the government. So nearly more than 12,000 of crores every year goes to the farmer's account directly on the click of button. For that, people don't have to go to any Tehsildar's office or anywhere. Similarly, for the police department also, because if I don't represent police department, it will be not good. So from police department also, we have done a lot of services online. Plus, our focus has been citizen as the center for all the services which render to the public. And just for example, few things, like at present we have around 10 lakhs of CCTV cameras in this state. I'll give you a small example. One of the senior officer came to Hyderabad for training in National Police Academy. He lost his purse. It was not committed theft. He lost the purse in one of the busy street. So he called me up, Jitender, I have lost my purse. So I only asked him the location. By the time he reached from the market to the campus, his purse was traced and it was given to him within 1 hour. So that is the beauty of technology. Then Mr. Singh is representing Deloitte. I will also mention when our leadership, police leadership, was going to UK and US for the some technology study. So one Deloitte team came to us at the airport in lounge, and they said, "Sir, we want to discuss something with you." So we were little surprised that why top leadership of Deloitte wants to discuss with police leadership of Telangana. So we asked him, "Sir, what is the issue?" Then he said, "Sir, all these years we have been in India, and we thought that if we violate the law, we can give $100 to the cop and get away with it. But now these 3 days, we were in Hyderabad, and my vehicle has violated 3 times, and your police has given me ticket with picture, full evidence, time stamped, date stamped, and I am told I cannot get away with it." So that is the impression we have generated for the people, and this is all with the help of technology. So we believe that if citizens, in fact our Chief Minister says that if policing and everything is good, law and order is good, lot of investments will come to the state, and you all believe that Hyderabad is the most livable city in the country by the Mercer survey, and we have been getting this recognition continuously for several years. For various initiatives which we have taken in policing, whether it is technology initiatives or process initiatives, I have a small movie to show. Though it was shot a year back, some of the things have been completed also, like you will see one issue of Command and Control Center. It is the technology hub for the policing, and it is multi-agency operation center, which is going to be there in Hyderabad for all the departments of the state, and it will be a kind of war room for all the kind of problems in emergencies we get. This has been completed, though when movie was shot, it was under completion. May I have the video?
The government of Telangana believes that progress is possible only when peace and harmony are maintained. The objective of the government is citizen-friendly policing through transformational leadership. Smart policing has been adopted by Telangana to deliver people-friendly and effective policing. The state government has accorded highest priority to the modernization of its 67,000-strong police force for achieving the dual objectives of being modern and people-friendly. 104 new police stations and 50 new supervisory offices were created, and massive recruitment taken up in which 27,000 police personnel were successfully inducted into the department. All police stations in the state are sensitive to the needs of the citizens, modern with technology and mobility, accountable and transparent, with process standardization, responsive with soft skills, topped up with appropriate training, to ensure uniform delivery of services to all citizens at all times. Adequate monthly budget is provided by the government directly to the police stations to meet their daily expenses. This has eliminated the need to depend on the community and has freed the station house officers of all the obligations. Panjagutta police station has been awarded the second best police station in the country by the government of India in January 2017, followed by Narayanpur in 2018. Choppadandi in 2019 and Jamikunta in 2020, which were also ranked among the top 20 police stations in India. Location-based services have now been enabled on the dial 100 and the caller location is automatically transmitted to the control room for a more quicker response. The centralized monitoring of dial 100 calls has yielded a significant reduction in response time and quality of service. While under 5-minute response time has been consistently maintained in the state capital, response time of under 10 minutes for the entire state too has been achieved. A policy of zero tolerance to crimes has been adopted by the police. Telangana police has been able to instill a fear of certainty of getting caught and certainty of getting punished among the criminals and repeat offenders, resulting in a significant drop in the crime rate. Implementation of new technological innovations has been the cornerstone of evolution and reform in Telangana police. A number of process-based IT initiatives were launched by the Telangana State Police. Petition management system enables the supervisory officers to monitor the grievance redressal of the citizens. Investigation Support Center is a process-driven center with subject matter experts available around the clock. 𝐃𝐢𝐠𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥, a world-class mobile solution with more than 54 police applications, empowers the frontline police officers with need-based real-time intelligence. Hawkeye, an award-winning citizen empowering application, has endeared itself to the citizens, encouraging them to take up police work without having the need to visit a police station. To meet the everyday challenges in identification of strangers and suspects, facial recognition system has been provided on the mobile devices through 𝐃𝐢𝐠𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐥. This application has been very successful in tracing of missing children and investigation of human trafficking cases. A video image enhancement lab for developing of low-resolution video footages of crime scene helped the police detect several important cases. Clues, a mobile forensic evidence gathering unit, has been set up for every 3 police stations across the state to help the investigators in the examination of crime scene and gathering of physical evidence. Telangana is the first state in India to modernize its State Fingerprint Bureau. Automatic Fingerprint Identification System, AFIS, can process images from the crime scene in real time and transmit the results. Mobile biometric checking devices connected to the state criminal databases are made available to all the patrol cars and investigators on their tablet computers for screening suspects. CDAT, a customized, non-invasive evidence-based tool for examining the suspects and strangers, helps the police in investigation and crime prevention duties. Mobile-based ePetty Case app has been launched across the state to bring uniform standards of evidence-based enforcement of laws. Toll Eye and Automated Number Plate Reader (ANPR) application helps in track and trace of missing vehicles and fleeing criminals. Mapping of crime hotspots and accident black spots enables the police to plan and formulate strategies for crime and accident prevention in their respective jurisdiction. Court monitoring application and verify 24/7 application provided on the tablet computers enable the supervisory officers to track and monitor the court process. Jail Releases Monitoring app helps the police stations to have a continued surveillance on the movement of criminals. The review and follow-up with court duty officers vertical led to many cases ending in conviction with sentences ranging from 10 years rigorous imprisonment to capital punishment. All the technology-based applications have access to several databases in real time. These databases help the police to identify the repeat offenders and track their activities. Invoking the provisions of PD Act has created a fear among the criminals that commission of crime is no longer a profitable activity. Very fast application has brought in a digital transformation among the field verifying officers, and the underlying processes have resulted in the state maintaining its top position in passport verification in the country. The Enterprise eCorps application on CCTNS has reached maturation level and all the key police functions are being managed from this platform. Telangana state won several national awards on the implementation of CCTNS. Telangana state becomes the first state in the country to have live electronic exchange of data between courts and police by implementing Integrated Criminal Justice System (ICJS). The convergence of information between police, courts, prisons, forensics and prosecutions will eventually speed up the process of criminal justice system. All the major events and other law and order issues are managed, recorded, supervised, monitored and tracked using the IT infrastructure. The goal of the police is to seamlessly ensure normal life for everyone. Women Safety Wing, an umbrella agency under which all aspects of women's safety are taken care of, was set up in March 2018 to handle investigation into crimes against women, prevention of trafficking, sexual offences, domestic violence, juvenile delinquents, NRI women issues and cybercrimes. She Teams is the flagship program of the Women Safety Wing, and coupled with Bharosa and child-friendly court, Telangana She Teams have created a safety net for the women and children.
Thank you. There are a lot of other things also which maybe due to the paucity of time will not be able to show. But the idea is to just to present before you that all this is possible only with the technology. If technology was not there, maybe all these things would not have been possible. And our desire is to see that every citizen gets the benefit of technology. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think it's very, very interesting, and so we can certainly, chit chat after this session. So before we move on to Dr. Rupanjali, I just have a quick announcement. Amit Sharma ji has to leave. I think he has a flight to catch, so would like to thank him for sharing his views and attending this session. Fine.
Thank you, everybody, and my apologies. Actually, I have to leave. I have a flight immediately after this. I would have loved to interact with a lot of people from the industry and everybody sitting here. But as I've already said that we would welcome all of you to Ladakh. And just to add on to that, last event of this group, Gov Connect, I could not attend because of some official exigency. But this time I made it. And next time I'm taking all of them there. So it's an announcement from my side that on December 8th, you all pack your bags. You can have the thrill of being in Ladakh, seeing Nubra Valley, seeing Pangong Lake. Very famous it got in Three Idiots. I believe everybody remembers that last scene of movie Three Idiots. So lots of things out there. And we even organize marathon on Pangong Lake in winters. So a lot of things for you to enjoy there. And 8th, we are planning after Sir has done it for Odisha. Next, I believe we will welcome all of you with a red carpet. Most likely, if all goes well, they should be coming, bringing all of you there in Ladakh itself, in Leh. You can enjoy the beauty as well as, set the ball in motion for all of us. Lots to do there. Every sector is waiting for all of you there. So look forward to have you, and I think you'll have some awards also there, annual awards to be given there. So it makes it all the more special. We will expect all the state secretaries, UT secretaries, everybody should come there. So with this word, I would just take an excuse from all of you with a promise that in Ladakh, I'll be there throughout when you are there, with all of you throughout the sessions. Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt. No problem.
No, it's... Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, Dr. Rupanjali, I think education is something, and it's no-brainer, right? Very, very important topic in today's time, and also for future. And as I believe, your state government's priority also, one of the priority sector for Punjab. So if you can share your views about, things which you are doing, planning.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Government of Odisha, for such a wonderful event and the organizers. I would like to answer the question not from the perspective purely from the Government of Punjab, but more as a civil servant and also as a citizen of the country. Because when we talked about transformation in this sector, I think there are a lot of finer things or lot of basic things that we need to focus on. I will just touch two such points. One is when we talk about citizens-centric services, what kind of solutions are we looking for? So we need to be mindful while creating such solutions that there is a lot of digital divide in the country. And so there is 23% of the population in India which is not literate. So I'm not talking about digital literacy as of now. So even if we double that figure, so we are talking somewhere around half of India's population which may not be digitally literate. And that is such an important fact that we cannot ignore when we design solutions. Because how are we going to provide the services through the IT mode, including AI, if we are not mindful of this reality? But good thing is that AI and ML have a lot of potential solutions where, for example, Government of India's Bhashini, there are a lot of ways in which people who cannot read and write, by using their natural language and that being processed, some good potential solutions can come. So that is one aspect of it. Second point in the same issue is the user experience. What kind of experience a user has when he or she goes through the service delivery platform, which is online? My personal experience is that we still have a long way to go. There are different states in our country. Some are performing really well, some are a little at the back. But even in the best of the states, the user experience may not be the one that is yet. I think we need to benchmark that. And we should, we have done enough, but a long way still is there. So it's not a demotivation, but it's like an inspiration to move forward. And it's a reality if we do that service for ourselves, for example, a birth certificate, a caste certificate, or whatever, we feel there's so many of glitches that a normal person faces. When we do it ourselves, Maybe in the government, you still can give a call to, get a little quicker reply or quicker processing done. But for a normal citizen, it still is quite cumbersome. So I think user experience is very important. Therefore, we should design solutions which are very simple, at the same time which are fast. Because if it is not fast, if it's not efficient, then we are not giving anything. Rather, we are putting more burden on people. So I think these two important aspects are very important when industry or government, we create or we co-create solutions, that they are simple, they are fast, and they are meaningful. They are meaningful to that last man or woman in the country who is not literate enough but still wants to use that feature or the service given by the society because it is their right. We're not doing any charity for them, it's a matter of their right, and we must give it in the best possible way we can by using the technology. Another aspect hidden in this is the basic services. So there are so many services that government portals offer, but I think there is also a need to transform our mindset that why are we thinking in many of the cases that the citizen should come to us. There should not be a thinking of a hassle-free service. There should be a thinking of that, look, a birth certificate, a caste certificate, a school certificate is their certificate. And when we create a system to give their own certificate to them, we make it a little more, there are checks and balances, but then the overall experience is what? So if I have to go for my own birth certificate and, run pillar to post, that's not a good way. So there could be a lot of services in which we need to do away with the present system. In many states, good steps are being taken, but I think we need to think in those terms that such things, such services which are so basic and a matter of right of every citizen should be available to him or her at their own doorstep, which includes a digital doorset which is available to them. So they don't need to apply, they should get it, Another aspect in this is people with special needs. When you talk about inclusive India, I think we need to be very mindful of that people with limited faculties in some ways, we need to be sensitive as a system when we design solutions. How can those assistive technologies could make their experience easier, Though it is linked to that we need to design simple solutions for everyone, but I think sensitivity in designing those solutions for people with special needs, children with special needs is also very important so that when we talk about inclusive India, everyone is on board and no one is left behind. And it's our duty that to be super mindful of such when we create solutions. If I go forward to my second point, which is about the supply side of IT talent. So I come from Government of Punjab. Presently, I'm the Special Secretary in the School Education Department. What I feel is that there is so much to do in this area across the country, including Punjab, that what kind of education are we giving to our children through the government schools? In Punjab, there is a higher number of students studying in government schools as compared to private, which is a very good fact and very important fact, but also makes us more responsible that we need to deliver them quality education because a lot of people in the country, in the state, who have limited resources are banking on government school system. I'm myself a product of a pure government school system, though in Chandigarh, people say that Chandigarh is not comparable, but still, a government school is a government school. So I've studied there for 12 years altogether, from my LKG to grade 12. So I really appreciate what goes into a government system and what needs to be improved. Coming back to the IT part of it, my understanding is that the kind of courses that we offer to the school children in their computer subject, which is, I think in Punjab, we start from grade 5 onwards, it is very basic. But don't you think so? It's time that in the government school syllabus, there is a shift. There is a need to shift that basic computer class because that is the beginning. I would go a little step back that the beginning for India's digital transformation would come when we create a culture of good teaching and learning in every classroom right from LKG onwards. That is, in our country, unfortunately, we do not encourage children or people asking questions. Now that curiosity, which is so central to every being, is not being encouraged formally in our school systems and also in our general home environments. Kids asking questions is not generally encouraged. And why this is an important fact, because this weaves into the kind of culture that we develop in our country. presently we do not have a lot of R&D happening in the IT sector or in any sector for that matter, if we compare internationally, right? So my point is, if we go into the root of it, school system, the way we teach, what we teach, are we encouraging questions? They're very basic things, but they are very important to be answered if we want to reach a transformational level in our own country. So I think that is, again, a very, from my perspective, that is a very important thing that we all need to be mindful of as a society, as a government, as industry. And this relates to another point of vocational education. What kind of vocational education are we giving to the students? Are we going deep enough that after that, if they do not want to graduate, say, and after grade 12, are they skilled enough to use that and get a reasonable employment or generate employment or being an entrepreneur? Answer is maybe not. This I'm saying from the perspective only from the government schools. I'm sure in private, a lot of things are happening, but in India, we shouldn't have, there are a lot of things about one India, one this, one India, one this. I think one India and one kind of education without any political baggages is so crucial. Why do we have two different classes of citizens in our country? One who graduate from big schools, private schools, who have, affluent, and they are born in good families, in a rich family, I would say. Whereas a person with simple resources, why he or she cannot compete with that? So we need to take India to that level. And where, if I come back to vocational education, it is so important. What kind of courses are we offering? If it is not relevant to the industry, it is meaningless. Why are we wasting their time and our own time, and the resources of the people, which are so meager? So they put in so much of hard work, sending their kids to government schools, government colleges, and what are we offering them? So it's very important that we really question that, because if we don't do that, I do not see that digital transformation to the level that ideally India should, and India has the capacity. We may not be able to achieve that. And so the last thing is, again, wrapping up this thing, the two main points. I think if you really want things to move ahead with the spirit of organizing a national level conference, all of us in different sectors, whether in education, whether in home department, whether in the government, private or non-profit side, academia, researchers, we all need to be mindful of some very basic granularities. If we don't answer it, it's a difficult road ahead. If we answer it, it's a great road ahead. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I think a lot of important point being made, obviously, technology can help. For example, from a technology buys, technology should not add to more digital divide, right? And also about the user experience, I think, I would say the day government stop thinking that they're the only source of provider, right? Then the user experience will improve, because obviously you can't get a birth certificate from any other body, right? So whatever application has been provided by your taluka or your district administration or municipalities, you have to use it. So you have to see from a Air India versus Emirates kind of experience, right? Even if you are a PSU, but then you still have to offer services which customers are used to from Emirates. So thank you, very, very interesting, kind of inputs. And so Arunraj ji, I think if we can also, Arunraj ji comes from the ELCOT, Tamil Nadu, and he has been leading multiple projects of significance of a digital transformation, emerging tech and all. So if you can just further share your views and maybe take it from what ma'am talked about.
Thank you. First of all, I wish to thank the government of Odisha and the event organizers for inviting me to this great event. And I am privileged to share the dais with so many distinguished people from different governments across the country, and to share the dais with different captains of industry. And so to give my impressions on how technology can transform governance, and I have a slightly different view on this. So I would say technology can definitely transform governance, but provided if it is if it is implemented properly. So I am against the fact that technology should be brought into everything. That is, what I mean to say is that we have a fashion right now that let us, bring tech into this, let us bring tech into that, let us, change processes here, let us change processes here. But then it shouldn't lead to a situation where you complicate things actually. So let me, just expand my statement with an example. So in the government of Tamil Nadu, so we are now implementing a scheme where we give 1,000 rupees every month to the women head of families. And in this scheme, nearly 1 crore women are going to benefit in our state, which is going to be implemented very soon. And so the process of selecting beneficiaries had been designed in such a manner that it used technology in every step of the way. So all the applications were auto-filled. We just had to, any member of the public just had to fill in their Aadhaar number, and every detail will be auto-filled. And generally, in a government scheme, you check who the beneficiaries are. So, you ask the village administrative officer, or the responsibility is given to the collector. So the collector will have to check and send to the state government whether that person can be a beneficiary or not. So in this particular scheme, it was decided that tech would be used so it would be all the data is auto-filled, it will be sent to the state headquarters, and then whoever is approved or rejected, there is no manual intervention at all. So the system will decide who is going to be there, who is not going to be there. So this is how it was done, and this was a good example of how tech can actually ease up a lot of things. Because in this, a lot of manpower and a lot of time was also saved of the employees of the system. But however, if you take a case where, in case tech is used for rejecting people, so let us take the instance of the widow welfare scheme that is being implemented in our state, and I'm sure across different states of our country. So it was decided that we will reject people who are getting this pension based on data. We will link databases and then we will reject. So there were a lot of personal instances. So only when you get to the human side of it, you will get to know that there are quite a lot of people who came and told that, sir, this is I am not getting any of the benefits that the system is telling that I am getting. Probably there is a fault in the database, or there is some wrong linking or something. I am actually a beneficiary of the scheme and I should get it. But since the system was designed in such a way that manual intervention was not possible and actual beneficiaries were getting left out. So this is what I mean to say when I say that tech should be implemented in the proper manner, so that it is actually a value addition. So that is very important. And in fact, I would give another example. So now that I came to Bhubaneswar, it's a beautiful city. I had even gone to visit the tribal museum, which is there very near our center, in fact. So it was very recently constructed, I am told. And it was a beautiful example of how tech can be used to improve the experience, a visitor experience, to see the tribal way of life. So in fact, there were live demonstrations. Apart from the live demonstrations, tech was used very effectively by means of having virtual reality exhibit stalls, and also there was a beautiful live experience tech demonstration there also, by which you can see how a tribal way of life is actually used to be. So in all these cases, I see the user experience really increased in governance by way of including tech. So I come from ELCOT, so Electronics Corporation of Tamil Nadu, so where we run a lot of SEZs, Special Economic Zones, across our state. And recently, we did a project of mapping all the space in our parks, and with the help of a drone, and so that any MNC which wants to take up space in our parks can see from wherever they are, wherever they have their office in the world, so they can see the actual utilization of the lands in our parks, which is around 1,300, 1,500 acres all over the state. So otherwise previously, you had people approaching us from, in case, we had to go outside the country and market our parks, meet people, we used to have queries, and we used to had to redirect them to people who are working underneath us, and so we needed the human interference there. But however, now we can just show them this portal and tell them that you yourself can see where the land is available. You yourself can see what is happening in the land also right now. So this is something which we also try to bring into our processes, so that it will increase the performance and the working of the system. So these were examples of utilizing tech in governance, which I really saw improving the processes and improving the time in which work was getting done in government. So this is something that we have done successfully. And in fact, there was another example actually. It's a small example, and then I'll of course hand it over to the others. So in fact, we had developed a software. So it was a sister agency of my organization, but it's also in the information technology department of our state. So Tamil Nadu eGovernance agency developed a software to detect cataract among different members of the public. So this was called as 𝐴𝐵𝐴. So you just have to develop the app, and then you can you just have to show it to the take a photo of the person, and the data will be sent to any healthcare service provider, and it will automatically detect whether that person is having that particular healthcare problem or not. So this was a minor intervention that we had done, but this had paid a lot of effort, and this had gained a lot of recognition as well. So what I mean to say is that information technology is a sector, is a field which I see spanning across different fields. So it is like if you work in if you do an intervention in health, for example, it is going to impact only the field of health. If you do an intervention in the field of education, for example, that is a pure education only intervention, it is going to impact only that. But I see a development in technology impacting all different arms of government. So that is something, that is why this field is very, very crucial. So in fact, we have, we decided recently that because Tamil Nadu is now facing a problem of having a lot of educated manpower available, but however, without the requisite skills to be employable in private or in government. So we decided that let us use technology to bridge this divide, because the enrollment ratio is already there. We had worked for the last 15-20 years to bring the enrollment ratio to the top in the country, about the top in the country. I'm sure it must be among the top 3. And but however, we needed to improve the skills. So we decided to use technology for this, and now we have a system where any person, any graduate in our state can, we developed a software where all private companies in the state, as well as all private education service providers, as well as the government is there, and we are, the portal itself will detect what are the skills which are lacking in a particular person, and we are going to link them up to private employment providers depending on the mapping of the skill of that person. So this is something again where this is a big intervention. In fact, this is something which we recently started and which I see gaining a lot of success in the coming years. So because this is a big concern of our state. So again, tech is really helping change lives here, and helping really improve the lives of so many people across the state now. So I am all for technology improving the lives of people, and I am all for technology improving process in government, but provided it is implemented effectively and has a good design. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think the important point being made is that technology should not be designed in a way that becomes a law in itself, right? The rule in itself that, that everything is driven by technology. So I understand the point and I appreciate that. So I'll be quick now. I think we have already exceeded our time. So moving on to Kanta Devi ji. So she comes from Jammu Kashmir, Special Secretary Department of School Education. So if you want to build your experiences around what your colleague also share about the education.
Right. Hello. With due regards to my senior officers from Jammu and Kashmir, due regards to senior officers from Government of Odisha and all others who are present here, very good afternoon. I would like to firstly focus on some initiatives taken by Government of Jammu and Kashmir with regard to the IT services and UT. Whereas delivering of efficient, effective and citizen-centric services are concerned, it's a proud moment for me to announce that Jammu and Kashmir has recently achieved a landmark of 1016 services being provided online. Hello. And Jammu and Kashmir is right now at the #1 point in online services, and these services are provided to the citizens online. So in July 2022, we were at 174 services online, and currently we have 1016 services which are being provided online. Every citizen is getting these services online. Whereas one concern where my co-panelist has raised from Punjab, that is the regarding user experiences. I would like to inform you all, and with a very great proud moment, that Government of Jammu and Kashmir has already addressed this issue, and we have developed a rapid assessment system. This is real-time feedback on quality of services being provided to the people. People are they are rating our services, they are rating the quality of services being provided to them. So government is working on feedback analysis too. Next, what Amit ji rightly said, now he is not here. Amit ji has rightly said that Jammu and Kashmir has transformed itself from in the form of e-office. We are currently at Bhubaneswar, and we are not at Jammu and Kashmir, but still we are working in our official capacity. We are performing, we are dealing, we are disposing, we are discussing our files continuously. We are in touch with our office. So we are working here in e-office. E-office, our offices are completely paperless office, so we are working from here in the official capacity too. So this is also a great achievement for Jammu and Kashmir. Another field where Jammu and Kashmir has done excellently well, that is the financial transparency. No financial payment is made now in the form of cash. Everything is online payment. JKAS system is there. No tender, no payment without online system. So 100% financial transparency, 100% financial payment, online mode. So no payment is now being made in cash form or in any other form. Whereas school education department is concerned, Government of Jammu and Kashmir, School Education Department is second largest department after Police Department, whereas HRM, Human Resource, is concerned. We are having approximately 1.5 lakh human resource in School Education Department. One of the biggest concern was transfer and posting of the HRM. So what digitally we have tried to do, and we have achieved in this regard, is online transfer drive. It's online forms are being filled, and online, everything is online, so no human interference in the online transfers of the human resource. Human resource is the biggest concern of School Education Department because it's second biggest department in the school, in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir. Whereas one more digital initiative by Government of Jammu and Kashmir is EPM, Employees Performing Monitoring Portal. Every month you have to fill your what you have done during the month. That is being monitored at the central level. That is, portal is there, and you have to monitor your subordinates, and you are being monitored by your higher authorities. So employees performance monitoring portal is there, on which you are being monitored every month. So this is also in order to make accountable, the employees are being asked to regularly, monthly update their performance on the portal. Next, what Jammu and Kashmir is doing in the field of education is that we are working on the labs, ICT labs, CL labs, computer application labs, and we have created a number of, approximately 4,000 labs have been created where school children are being trained in the technology, and they are being given IT-related services, and IT-related skills development are being trained in those labs. Children are working on internet, though as ma'am has rightly said, there are issues of digital literacy, but Government of Jammu and Kashmir is training school students in the field of digital literacy, so that maybe next generation will be 100% digital literate. So we are working in this field also. We are creating digital labs and computer labs, so for the general awareness and general knowledge of the school children. Whereas yes, one thing which earlier it was said that training through AI, though we don't have AI right now, but yes, teachers are being upgraded, their trainings are being scheduled in the way that they may learn maximum use of technology in education sector. While delivering their lectures, we have a big network of knowledge online portal, and they are being trained on the online portal for education, for taking classes, for delivering lectures, for uploading notes, and students and their parents can get those notes through online mode. So School Education Department is working in various sectors under Samagra Shiksha. Yes, one of the authority from Samsung was saying under Shiksha. Yes, Jammu and Kashmir under Samagra Shiksha is doing a lot in the sector of use of technology and technological intervention in the education system. And under new education policy, National Education Policy 2020, Government of Jammu and Kashmir is working extremely hard on the foundational literacy and numeracy, because that is the major sector of the NEP where we have to contribute and we have to focus a lot for the welfare of the children. So yes, Jammu and Kashmir is working hard, working a lot, and with this patient and other able guidance and leadership of our authorities at the higher level, Jammu and Kashmir will make much more progress in this field. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. So moving on to Ashutosh from IBM. So Ashutosh, I think you heard the last comment was about AI. And also in general, there is a lot of buzz about AI. I mean, in both ways, right? Good, bad, regulated, bias, etc. So share your experience. I see you work in AI. So I mean, we're good to know about what industry is thinking, especially for the public sector.
Sure, Amit. And sabhi ko mera namaskar. And I have heard, or I would say we all have been hearing all these words, and it was wonderful. The first session was wonderful to hear, and like we had a talk like digitalization versus digital transformation, right? So I'll start with this, and then we have been hearing on the panel how the technology can transform us, and if it is not implemented perfectly, it can become a cumbersome process for us, where we'll get bored and throw it out of our offices or our life, right? So I would say that the technology is a sutradhar. It's like a ladder, right? One step at a time we go, and where we start, and then gradually we improve our process, services, be it citizen-centric or be it within the department or within the organization, right? So from the first day, anything cannot be 100%. And we do have the examples. If I take an example of our income tax CPC 2.0, right? If we compare 15 years back to this year, right? They have been, I would say, the CPC 2.0 relaunched the services, enhanced the security, enhanced the services across that platform. Then we take an example of passport seva, right? Think of a passport, getting a passport 15, 20 years back and now, right? So this is I would say, the transformation technology can bring in. And now everybody talks about artificial intelligence, right? I would say that we were talking about the, using the AI for the development or the skill development, right? So now think of a use case. We know our state from the government perspective. We know what kind of industries we do have in our state. And then what kind of a skill I do require in my state to empower them so that industries consume them. So basically, enabling the students with the right technology so that they can have a better job, and of course the overall state can do perform, right? So it's like, and we do have the services, we do have the platform, we do have the technology to achieve all that. But yes, it's like one step further. Then we started with artificial intelligence, and by coming of the ChatGPT, which we call it as a generative AI, now the AI itself has become traditional AI. And I would say that some of us even have not started infusing the artificial intelligence properly into our systems, right? And now we are talking about generative AI. But yes, there is an advantage that everything, it's like a pros and cons in both of the words, right? Then if we talk about generative AI, the thing it comes, the kind of hardware it is consuming to give us an answer of a single prompt, right? So it's about sustainability, right? How do I bring, even if I'm creating a wonderful solution, how am I ensuring the sustainability out of that solution? Am I bringing the transparency within the system? And am I bringing the accountability in the system? So think of a generative AI use case where, sir from the Telangana, we created, they transformed the police completely, and then they collaborated with the courts of Telangana by sharing the information. Now think of the use case where the courts have a lot of documents, lot of cases, and every day someone is summarizing those documents, giving an update to someone, right? How do I take the advantage of a technology there, right? So we feed this data to a generative AI model. So we call them large language models. It's a technical term, but yes, just I'm throwing it to you so that you go back and search for it. So we throw all these cases out of all the documents of our courts to this particular model, and within the at your I would say, not even hours, quickly this particular model can summarize all the documents, all the cases to you within a lines of 5 or 10s. So this is the kind of, I would say, the transformation AI can bring into. But again, I would agree with sir, if the technology is not implemented properly, it can go haywire, right? So it's like choosing the right technology for the solution, choosing the right partner for the implementation is the key to the value, right? So this is it from my side, Amit.
Thank you, Ashutosh. So last but certainly not least, Rajiv from DBS. Of course, bank cannot be least, right? In today's time, we only read 2 SMS. One is the OTP, second is when your salary is getting credited, right? Except these two, we don't read any SMS. So, Rajiv, obviously the financial sector has really supported Digital India, right? This overall DBT, everything wouldn't have been possible without the support from bank. So, your experience and your expectations from government.
Okay, thank you, Amit. Is this audible? Okay, very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I think Amit was indicating we are running short of time, but very quickly, you know, DBS Bank is in a very unique space, so maybe for the benefit of everybody, I'll just take a minute to explain what DBS Bank is. DBS Bank was the first Singaporean bank to set up shop in 1994. We go back almost 30 years. Then over the years, we've scaled up, and in 2018, we applied for something called wholly owned subsidiary license. Now, wholly owned subsidiary is something which incorporates us in India and puts it at par with any other private sector bank in the country. So there are only 2 banks who have followed this wholly owned subsidiary. So one is DBS Bank, and we are now called DBS Bank India. The other is State Bank of Mauritius. So that's the unique space we are in. But as of now, we are completely at par with any other private sector bank from a banking perspective. 2020, we amalgamated with Lakshmi Vilas Bank. It's a bank predominantly in South India. There were some financial difficulties, and we infused capital and took it over. The way things stand today, we are a mid-sized bank with 530 branches spread across 350 cities. We also have a global technology center which operates out of Hyderabad, where we employ 4,000 people. And all our technology, you know, we develop in-house. So there's a lot of work which goes on the technology side. Globally, we are present in 18 markets worldwide. So that's something about DBS Bank. We've ventured recently into the government business. It's been, I mean, not too much of a time, but what's also happened is the Reserve Bank of India has approved us as an agency banker for doing government business, both with the central and the state. And that's where we have now started a journey with the government, using technology, you know, as one of the key focuses. If I was to draw context, maybe 2000, early 2000, the way banks would approach government business was threefold. So one is, the approach would be open a current account or open any type of account. We would look at collections, which was primarily cash and check that time. And lastly was deposits. Come 2020, there has been a paradigm shift in way banks also approach government business. Now, we look at government business when we can think of providing a solution. And I think that works both ways. And even in solution, it is the technology aspect which is now, you know, the primary focus which is coming in. In technology solution, I would look at 2 aspects. So one is government giving service to the consumer on one side, and we look at the technology in between, how we can enhance, and obviously the government service goes up for the consumer. The other is technology solution which is being provided to the government department, which indirectly impacts the consumer. I'll just give an example. You know, with one of the ministries, we are trying to work out a project where they have these cash collection centers. The type of customers who come are not so digitally active. You know, they are not the ones who would maybe having a credit card or maybe, you know, using online facility. Even the component of the ticket size which happens in cash is quite small. So after a lot of discussions and debate, you know, we arrived at a solution which is scalable, maintainable, and, you know, it's implementable across all, is something that we would provide or enable a dynamic QR-based digital machine which will be placed at the counters. And therefore, any customer who's coming in the option of, you know, making errors. So if it's, let's say, a 50 rupees transaction, because it's a dynamic code which already comes as a display, 50 rupees only will be paid out. Now, it solves a lot of problems in terms of reconciliation, MIS, instant receipt on both sides for the person who's operating the system as well as the consumer who's coming there. So this is one of the solutions we're looking at. The challenge here is, while we have arrived at one part, is also on the mindset as to who operates the machine. So while at some of the places there is still that mindset that this machine should be operated maybe by an IT guy or a banker should do this. So we are anyways looking at that, crossing that hurdle as well. On the government initiative, so what we also keep doing is we keep doing research and looking at areas, problem areas, which we can identify. And one of the areas we identified is when we did a study of the Malkhana system. And I think it may be of interest to you, sir. So Malkhana, for everybody's perspective, is whenever police seizes any good, they come and deposit in the Malkhana. Now that could be cash, this could be gold, this could be papers, this could be anything, even vehicles, etc. Since police is a state subject, there is a lot of variance across different states. In fact, the Ministry of Home Affairs also carried out a study, Malkhana Management System, I think a couple of years back, 2020. So we went through that report also. And we went and so far we have spoken to some 3 state police, trying to understand their systems as to how we can. So the component we are looking at from a bank perspective is, let's say, the head of the police or the Home Secretary, if they want to see at one click of a button, what is the total cash which is seized across multiple police stations or at different district level or at a commissionerate level. That is the kind of solution we have the ability to provide. Now, number of police stations across, obviously, geographies are huge. Delhi alone has, let's say, 200 plus police stations. I think Telangana has close to 600 police stations. Tamil Nadu has 1,300 close to police stations. So that is one area we are looking at. What it also does is, for the government authorities, it will do with problem of soil notes, storage cost, efficiencies. This problem also came up when demonetization happened, and then the old currencies had to be taken out and deposited with the bank, so that those areas. So this is one of the areas we've looked at. Again, on the government side, some of the states we are in discussion is with on the EMD and tender. So on EMD and tendering, one of the problems areas identified is a lot of them are also using a third party. Now with there is an issue of data leakage, data storage, data theft. So that's one area. There are issues of reconciliation. There are issues of erroneous refunds going. So those also we are trying to work out a digital or a technological solution whereby we do have something called a virtual account system which will work. I'll not elaborate too much into that. So looking at all these aspects is, this is where bank looks at opportunities and can fit in and provide a solution from a digital perspective. Amit ji mentioned, he's not here, that one of the biggest challenges we face in all this is resistance to change. But I would also say there's a silver lining when we have discussions with everybody, senior officials. There is always, a willingness to change and implement new systems. Thank you.
Thank you. I think so. So let me thank everyone, for sharing their views, and we have already exceeded our time, so we'll not have time for Q&A from audience. So I think we'll have to
before
close
concluding
here.
this session, if you permit me, I have 3 minutes video clip on what Jammu and Kashmir is doing.
Ma'am, sorry ma'am, but we are running really late of time, almost by an hour now. So we have to catch up a lot. So organizer told me not to.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can play the video during lunchtime. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for conducting this session so beautifully. Now I'd like to request Shri Manoj Kumar Mishra ji to kindly come and join us on the dais to felicitate our dignitaries. Can we have a big round of applause for all the dignitaries? I'd like to request all the dignitaries to kindly come forward. May I request Manoj sir to kindly felicitate Dr. Jitender, IPS Principal Secretary, Department of Home.
I'll do it one by one.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Can we have a big round of applause for all our dignitaries when they are getting felicitated?
last but not the least, the moderator.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I'd like to request all our dignitaries to kindly come forward and for a group photo. I'd also like to request Sri Manoj Kumar Mishra sir to kindly stay back with them for a group picture.